Good evening, and well, we got good news and bad news. The good news is Julie's got most of the studio put back together after about 3 weeks worth of work. The bad news is during this I lost on one of my systems all of my photographs. Thousands and thousands and thousands and years and years and years of photographs digitally stored. So to tell you I'm bummed, well, yeah, okay, I'm bummed. But the good news is I keep a backup, and that's what this video is about. Is, okay, so you're a photographer, a concert photographer. We live in a digital world. How do you store and save your files? Are you doing it on these things? Do you keep them on these things? Do you keep them on these things? Or how about even this kind of thing? Okay. Or do you even save them at all? I mean, I hear times where there are photographers that shoot 1,000 pictures at a concert, which is unheard of. I mean, well, it's heard of, but it's just crazy in my opinion. But people do it. What do they do with the files, and how they store them, and how they keep them preserved for future use? That's a good question. See, in the old days, this is how we used to do it. We used to keep negative sleeves, and we devise a filing system, put all our negatives in them, keep prints in them, do contact sheets where we knew what was on each individual set of film. We could tell exactly what was on the film without having to take a loop or look and too much work. Those days are gone, because what's happening now is we're in a digital age, and there's nothing physically that you can touch. This maybe, but you can't see what's on it, as opposed to like this. Okay, unless you make printouts of your work, you can't see what the prints are going to look, or what the photos will look like, unless you stick a flash drive, an SD card into the device, and then pull it up, and then you have 1,000 pictures to go through. On an average artist, I will shoot 200 to 250 at each concert. I'm very selective, so I don't carry a lot of stuff, but I lost a terabyte of files. Here, what we do is we carry all our stuff on the SD cards and the compact flash cards, and once we get to a stable area, we immediately transfer them from the cards, from the camera, to a computer system. That computer system, there are multiple systems. In fact, there are probably 4 systems that we use in the studio, and of those 4, 2 of them have Mediasonic Pro boxes with at least 21 terabytes of storage space on them. Okay, we make multiple copies on each of those devices, so the machine will have 4 gig or 8 gig hard drive, not gig, 4 or 8 terabyte hard drives in them, and they'll be on one. We'll put all the files, and then we'll make a duplicate copy of all the files onto another drive on the same Media Pro box. Well, not only do we do that, but then we also copy them to a second Mediasonic Pro box, so that we've got them in 4 places. When you have hundreds of artists and years of files, scans, digital images, you need to keep them safe. So what we'll do is we'll take and do that. And over the last weekend, during the last move, I lost one of the drives for the for one of the Pro boxes, and I had to totally recreate and make sure I had all my backups. So I have redundancy, redundancy, and redundancy. I've got another drive like this, which is a Western Digital Easy Store, and I take that Western Digital Easy Store and I copy all the stuff from the Pro boxes to one of them, simply because I have something that's not kept in the arrays on the Mediasonic boxes. So if you're not storing and saving your files, maybe you don't care about it, but there'll be someday when you realize that, hey, I photographed music history. Maybe that could be a possibility. You'll go, where's my stuff? Okay. When that happens, did you back it up on something that you can keep access ready and access available? I made the same mistake with a drive a few years ago. There was a thing called a SideQuest drive, and its competitor was the zip drive. Neither one of those two things are around anymore, and the SideQuest drive is no longer made. So I don't have any access to it. That nobody makes the driver, so I'm working on a way to see if I can get drivers for that box, so I can pull off the old things on its diskettes. So make sure that you're able to store the information if it's important to you. If it's not, well, it's not. I keep four file cabinets, 3 4-drawers and a 2-drawer, full of negatives from bands and concerts and events that I've shot. I keep them in plastic wrappers. I check on them constantly. As time becomes available, I scan them frequently, turn them into digital, and then I add them along with the archives on my Pro boxes. So it's very important to make sure that you have access to your files if you need to keep them. If you don't, okay. But for the most part, you'll want to go back and say, hey, I shot so-and-so back in 1995. Okay, where are those pictures? You'll need to go to your archives, you'll need to find the pictures and be able to produce them. I shot someone, I guess a couple years ago, and I got called up, and the magazine wanted some of those pictures to use for a major 50th anniversary edition. And they said, do you still have those photographs? And I said, let me check my archives. Sure enough, I did. So one of the things I did, though, was I took that drive that failed and got it fixed, and then I made sure that my archives were backed up immediately. So be careful, keep your stuff safe, make sure that it's usable if in good order, and it'll save you. Have yourself a good time. Enjoy shooting what you're shooting, and we'll see you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. No, and I forgot. Okay. If you find anything in this video useful, you like it, ring that bell. Come on, man. Do the right thing. Ring the bell, hit the subscribe button, come back and see our videos. By that time, we should have the studio fixed up and cleaned up and really working again. And we'd love to hear your comments. You know, if you send me something in a comment, you have a question or anything, just let me know and I'll answer your comments as best I can, as many as I can. Do appreciate it. See you later. Bye-bye.